Yeah, big welcome into the Greater Tacoma Convention Center, again, site of the 2018 NWAC Volleyball Championships. Hello, everybody. I am Wes Tucker. I'll be keeping you company over here on court number 2 today, where we're going to start out with what is sure to be an electrifying matchup between the Shoreline Dolphins and the Lower Columbia College Red Devils. Again, the Red Devils have had some great success in this tournament under the coaching of Kerry Smith. Of course, the coaches poll has picked Spokane to win it all this year, and Spokane actually going to be playing game number 1 over on court 1. The interesting thing about the Spokane team this year is that they have lost only 9 sets in their season, so the heavy favorite coming in to the 2018 tournament. However, these two teams looking to make a good run at it too. The Red Devils have been led with the scoring Megan Miller, 279 kills on the season, whereas the leading scorer, Cammie Perkins of the Shoreline Dolphins, is leading the way with 232 kills on the year. Of course, these teams did meet once, and that was during the tournament at the beginning of the year. It was the first game of the season for the Shoreline Dolphins, and they lost to the Red Devils, a 2-0 score in that tournament. They played best of 3 in the preseason. But here at the championships, it is just like another day at the office for these young ladies. Best of 5, first 4 sets will consist of 25. The 5th set, if necessary, will consist of 15 points. So we're approximately 4 minutes away from getting this game off and rolling. Again, game 1 and 2 going on. You can catch game 1 between the Spokane Sasquatch and the Clark College Penguins. We're on court 1. Pete Richmeyer's keeping you company there. I'll be moving over to court 1 on days 3 and 4, but give Pete a listen to. Stay up to date on all of the stats for the tournament on the NWAC website. Again, that's nwacstats.org. You can follow games live as well as listen to them. And we're almost ready to go. A lot of hype coming into this tournament. Again, about that Spokane team. And as I pointed out earlier in the broadcast, they lost only 9 sets all year, 35 wins, a perfect season to the tournament for the Spokane Sasquatch. Walla Walla right behind them, however, with a winning percentage of .813 as opposed to the 1,000 winning percentage that Spokane had put up. Again, other tournaments going to be making appearances. Edmonds, the number 1 seed, coming out of the Northern Division. Eastern will feature the Spokane Sasquatch. Walla Walla Warriors, the Blue Mountain team, will make another appearance, and North Idaho. Whereas the other teams from the north coming in are Bellevue and Skagit Valley. Again, a couple of teams that we are so used to seeing out here in the postseason for NWAC Volleyball. And in the West this year was heavily contested, but Pierce took the number 1 seed out there. Highline will take the 2. Lower Columbia also coming in, and Tacoma Community College will be making an appearance from the Western region. The Southern region is going to look like this. We got the Lynn Benton Roadrunners, Jacket of Storm. Lane Community College will make an appearance as well as the Penguins, who are taking on Spokane over on court 1. So we draw ever closer to that opening serve of the 2018 NWAC Volleyball Championships. Again, Wes Tucker here keeping you company on court 2. And I'll be keeping you company all day here on court 2. Again, we have games going. Our last game starting is going to be at 8 p.m. tonight. So excuse me tomorrow if I'm a little hoarse, but we are going to hold on through anyway. Again, today's games on court 2, beginning with Shoreline in Lower Columbia College. This morning at 9 a.m. We'll get that underway as soon as possible. We'll also have Lynn Benton and North Idaho going at it. Walla Walla and Lane will make an appearance on this court, as well as Pierce and Skagit Valley, and we will have some B-bracket volleyball for you a little later in the afternoon and evening. So a full plate, so to speak, of great NWAC volleyball action. And the buzzer means we're about ready for introductions. So let's throw it down to our public service announcer, Marco Acertia. big welcome to those just joining us here at the Greater Tacoma Convention Center. Again, Wes Tucker here keeping you company for Game 1 of the 2018 NWAC Volleyball Championships. Game 2 over here on court number 2. First game on court number 2, though, if you got confused, I apologize for how I phrased that. But again, the Lower Columbia College Red Devils and the Shoreline Dolphins are all set and ready to rock and roll over on court number 1. The Clark College Penguins and the Spokane Sasquatch will go at it. Again, the Sasquatch heavily favored to win this tournament. However, you can never count out the tenacity of a Red Devils team coached by Kerry Smith, going to make a run at the championship just about every year that they're here. They've got more than a fair few of wins under their belts, and they will begin their odyssey, as well will the Dolphins. And the Dolphins lost the first meetup between these two teams. That was back on August 25th, in which the Red Devils won that best-of-3 game by a 2-0 set score. And we'll see if Shoreline's got a little vengeance on their mind. Again, the Dolphins, coached by Raquel and Mark West, have been the last couple of years. Also made a few NWAC tournament appearances. And now we're just awaiting the blessing of the official to kick things off. The official on the sideline there conversing now with Coach Josh Smith and one of the assistant coaches of Kerry's staff. And now we're ready. Back to serve is going to be Alyssa Korth, sophomore out of Seattle, Washington. Waiting for it on the receiving end and set up by LCC and put across nicely that time by Thompson. And there's a cross-court attempt, set again and just out of bounds. That's going to go off the touch of Macy Wright, the sophomore out of Canby, Oregon. And back to serve once again will be Korth. And it looks like a little miscommunication there between Thompson and the libero, Paul. But nonetheless saved, and a good touch there. Put it back across the net is Megan Miller of the Red Devils. And we'll set it up for her again. Miller on the outside, off the block. Some great defense being played by the Dolphins. And then it's set backwards and brought back in. What a great pass from beyond the court line. Outside set, and that one goes down off the hand of Cassie Thompson. A point for the Devils to tie it at 1. And back to serve now is actually going to be Thompson. Thompson with a rather static approach to the serve, an awkward pass up to the left side, and then off the touch, attempted block by Megan Miller, but instead it is going to be a point for the Dolphins. They lead it 2-1 here in set number 1. Meanwhile, a 3-1 score in favor of the Sasquatch on court 1. And going back to serve now be Mariah Lutke. One of 5 players from Linwood, Washington on this Shoreline team, as it's passed across by the libero, Haley Paul. And now an outside set, and it goes down off the touch of Maddie Stiwell, but credit Kin Wang from Beijing, China with the point there. The Dolphins lead it 3-1 here in set number 1. Of course, Dolphins looking for some revenge after being swept the first time these two teams played in the first game of the season for the Shoreline Dolphins. That one's just in, courtesy of Ashlyn Cantwell, the freshman out of Sisters, Oregon. A point for the Devils. And now checking in, it's going to be Dace Rapp. And the serve coming across from Macy Wright, waiting for it, the libero, Lutke. And Paul on the pass up front, and nicely put down again by Cantwell. And that ties us up 3-3, Devils and Dolphins. Again, Cantwell with 258 kills, the third most on the Red Devils team. Coming in at number 2 is Cassie Thompson with 260. And now Wright to serve. Set up at the net, and there's a under approach, and it looks like it was touched twice, and indeed it was. by Mariah Lutke. So a point will go to the Red Devils. 4-3, Lower Columbia with their first lead of the set. And right serve again. Passed up, and now Wang puts it over. Outside sets, and not quite able to clear the net that time is Reb. It's going to be a point for the Dolphins. Looks like we're in for a teeter-totter matchup here, at least in set one. Going back to serve is going to be Zoe Goodmanson. Well dug out, and they're just able to get to it. Lutke calling for it going outside the boundary marker, but it's going to land in anyway. Good point for the Dolphins. So electrifying volleyball here early in set number one. Again, Wes Tucker, you're keeping you company. We'll have games on court two. Last one set to start at 8:15 p.m. tonight. And outside, and what a kill on the outside by Megan Miller, the Red Devils leader in kills. That's her 280th of the 2018 year, including regular season and postseason statistics. So the Red Devils tie it up at 5, and here comes the serve from Haley Paul. A great put down up front. Looks like it coasted a little too far over, and Paige Moorcroft, the freshman out of Mossy Rock, Washington, truly took care of the block there, and now set up again at the net outside, and there's a kill, and you can credit that one to Cammie Perkins. So that brings our score to 6-6. And heading back to serve now will be Skylar DeUrso, freshman out of Linwood. Again, a lot of Linwood players, a couple sophomores and a couple of freshmen, so to speak. Again, Linwood, a lot of NWAC athletes familiar with that area. Pretty central location when you're coming back from areas like Tacoma Community College and you go down from Bellingham. Even when you go out towards Edmonds, Linwood is a very popular stop. As there's a soft pass over the net now set up on the middle, and here comes Ashlyn Cantwell. And a good put down, and not quite able to dig it out is going to be Cassie Thompson. So it's going to be a 7-6 lead in favor of the Dolphins. Now setting up outside, they're going to try and set it across, and doing so is Cantwell. Crossing up the court that time is Thompson, and not able to clear at that time is Cantwell. So it looks like a little miscommunication there cost the Devils. And now a 2-point lead for the Dolphins. And back to serve again, Skylar DeUrso. Up middle set, and down off the block. So well put over by Cantwell. So Lower Columbia still making up ground. Meanwhile, the Clark College Penguins have a 2-point lead over the Spokane Sasquatch on court one. And middle set, and not able to handle it that time, Libero Paul. But you can go ahead and credit that one to Olivia Mucci, another player out of Linwood, Washington. Glancing down at my card here and going back to serve is going to be Cammie Perkins. And here's a little change of pace from Kenmore, Washington. The 6'1" freshman has done some great things when it comes to serving this year. As a matter of fact, Perkins has 20 service aces, and now a point is going to go to the Dolphins. Looks like it was touched twice by Moorcroft. So a 10-7 lead for Shoreline here in set one. And serve up and across, and it's passed awkwardly backwards. Moorcroft able to put it across again. Now set up on the outside, and looks like they were not able to get the touch off of Macy Wright up front. So a point will go to the Devils. 10-8 the score. Meanwhile, a timeout has gone underway on court one as the Penguins lead by 4 points, 12-8, over the heavily favorited Spokane Sasquatch. And there's a good hit off the touch. You can credit that one again to Miucci. 5'10" freshman And all told, both these teams having a great season. Like in a rockier middle third for the Dolphins. Meanwhile, the Red Devils started off hot and stayed hot pretty much the entire season. And there was only 7 losses for the Red Devils over the course of 2018. As the Devils will pick up a point there, and the serve now going to come from Paige Moorcroft. Moorcroft with a one-step approach to the serve, just clearing the net. Service ace for Paige Moorcroft. So the Devils now trailing by 1. 11-10 is the score. And Moorcroft's serve is passed towards D'Urso, and now 2 touches on the side of the Dolphins will tie us up at 11. So back and forth we go here in set number 1. Quality NWAC volleyball to start off the tournament as Moorcroft's serve again just clears the net. An awkward pass and service ace for Moorcroft. So the Devils have a 12-11 lead. And checking back in now will be Kin Wang for the Dolphins as Moorcroft will head back to serve once again. Set at the net and handled nicely. And there's a good hit off the block that time of Zoe Goodmanson. And a timeout is going to be taken by the Dolphins. So 13-11 is the score. And before we send you away, we would like to, of course, remind you that today's game is brought to you by Baden. And we would like to thank Baden for supplying the official game balls of the NWAC Championships. Baden is committed to developing and producing the highest quality products in sports and is driven by what is right for athletes. Baden, program better.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
And a welcome back as the first point after the timeout is going to go to the Dolphins. And in doing so, we'll pick up looks like there's a little confusion here now on the scoreboard. We'll try to get that all sorted out. But as of right now, LCC leading by 1. And now LCC will take a 14-12 lead. So now we're all set again. Apologies to everybody watching at home. Some confusion on the official scoreboard out here. But now heading back to serve for the Red Devils is going to be Cassie Thompson. Here's set up for Wang, and Wang off the block. They get a good dig out by Paul the libero, but Thompson not able to clear the net for the Devils, which brings us to a 14-13 score. Lower Columbia with a 1-point advantage. Again, all sets are win by 2. And we'll explain that should a situation like that present itself, and odds are it will. Again, both of these teams are truly electric. Has a great block up front. That time from Macy Wright results in another Lower Columbia point. 15-13 is the score here in set 1, and now Wright will head back to serve, and the serve up and over, and service ace for Macy Wright. It looked like Ludke thought it was going to go out of bounds. Instead, it bounces right on the line judge right on top of it, and the Devils now have themselves a 16-13 lead. When you talk with so many volleyball coaches about the importance of getting to that 20-point marker first, I think Kathy Wood says it the best. It's the biggest momentum feel you can get in volleyball other than calling a timeout. And now a 16-14 lead in the serve coming up and over from Goodmanson. Paul waits for it, and now a good put down. And a good LCC point. 17-14 the score. And Haley Paul will go back to serve. And Paul with 10 service aces on the air. Ball bouncing around into the Shoreline territory. And a great kill on the outside by Cammie Perkins. And a great set number one. Meanwhile, the Spokane Sasquatch and the Clark College Penguins still going at 17-15 the score in favor of Spokane. And Paul waits for the serve, set up by Wright, and then great hit on the outside by Moorcroft. However, handled well. Moorcroft setting, double set up, and on the outside, a great kill from Cantwell. 18-15 the score. And now heading back to serve will be Ashlyn Cantwell for the Red Devils. Cantwell with a running approach, just barely clearing the net. Set up outside to Urso, and just out of reach of Macy Wright. A point for the Dolphins. So 18-16 is your score. Serve coming up and across. Waiting for it is Paul. Set up in the middle, and here comes Moorcroft. And handled nicely. Therefore, it is DeUrso, but she's not able to clear the net, and LCC is going to collect their 19th point of the first set. 19-16 the score. Meanwhile, the Penguins have tied it 17-17 with the Spokane Sasquatch over on court one. And here comes Maddie Steimel with the serve. And that was passed way backwards. And a service ace for Maddie and the Devils. They have crossed that 20-point threshold first, and wouldn't you know it, here comes that timeout. So again, before we send you off, we would like to remind you that today's game is brought to you by Under Armour.
I'm strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination.
Confidence.
I trust my gut.
No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership. I want to make my team and family proud.
Be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement.
And back now for the timeout. LCC with the lead right now, 20-16, and the serve from Steimel coming over to the right side, set up by DeUrso, and just past the hands of Moorcroft. A point for the Dolphins, 20-17. And now heading back to serve is going to be the libero, Sabrina DeJesus Bear, and she will end up with a service error, giving LCC a 21-17 lead. And back to serve once again will be Moorcroft. Yeah, Moorcroft had some good success from behind the line today. And there's a good serve that's handled nicely to Urso on the set. A great block up front and set across. Bear waiting for it. Now outside again. And it's got to be passed over this time by Cantwell. And able to find some open space this time is Zoe Goodmanson. So 21-18 is our score. Lower Columbia with a 3-point lead. Meanwhile, a 22-20 score in favor of the Spokane Sasquatch on court one. As the serve just barely clears the net. Paul able to dig it out, and that one will drop in Shoreline territory. 22-18 in favor of the Devils. And coming back to serve next will be Cassie Thompson. And the sophomore out of Gresham, Oregon this year has some good service numbers. 56 service aces, but this one's going to sail a little low and into the net. 22-19 is the score. And getting that first set advantage would be huge for either of these teams. But going back serve now will be Lutke. The 5'5" sophomores has some good service numbers this year as well. And that one is passed very awkwardly and into the official scorers table. So that's going to bring our score to 22-20. And now a timeout is going to be taken by the Red Devils. So things are heating up here in Tacoma. Don't you go anywhere. We got more NWAC volleyball for you right after this.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC. WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
So after the timeout, a 22-20 score in favor of the Lower Columbia College Red Devils as the first serve comes up. Paul's waiting for it on the receiving end, set up outside, and what a kill from the right side by Megan Miller. Sophomore out of South Albany High School in Albany, Oregon. 23-20 the score. Lower Columbia knocking on the door of winning set number one. And heading back to serve will be Macy Wright. Right serve up and across, nearing the corner, played nicely by Ludke, and then Goodmanson with the attempt. Now they go outside to Cantwell, and do they get it? Yes, they do. They're saying it was a touch of the Dolphins, so set point for the Red Devils. Oh no, correction. They're going to give the point to the Dolphins. They get 23-21. Now the serve from Goodmanson is out of bounds. So now set point Red Devils. It looked like there was some confusion. One line judge calling it in, the other calling it out. And the referee making the official, but now on set point, the serve is up and across, set up at the net outside. Here's Wang, and blocked down. LCC will win set number one. So a good set one. LCC leading 1-0 officially. And we will step away. But don't you go anywhere. We got plenty more NWAC volleyball when we come back. Again, right here on Court 2.
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn & Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards, the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to go further, fly higher, travel better, with tailor-made rewards. And we're not stopping yet. Presenting Hotel RL, our newest hotel brand. Inspired by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, an uplifting, relaxed atmosphere, a staff that loves what they do. For adventurers at heart, Hotel RL will inspire an amazing journey. Our future has never been brighter. 3 strong brands, an expanding portfolio, industry-leading innovation with turnkey solutions, simple fee structures, areas of protection, continued support from day one. We make partnerships easy. Reach a new breed of traveler with RLHC.
Fans, a reminder, today's game is brought to you by the Northwestern Athletic Conference. Follow the NWAC on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for all the latest NWAC news, and also visit nwacsports.org for the most recent information on schedules, scores, stats, and more. And we've got a fantastic game going on right now between the Lower Columbia College Red Devils and the Shoreline Dolphins. But before we continue, we'd like to remind today's game also brought to you by Centralia College. Centralia College is your college for associate degrees, bachelor's degrees, and job training. Apply now to get a jump on classes and financial aid. Applying is easy and free. Visit www.centralia.edu for details. Centralia College, go boldly. Yeah, we'll see a lot of Centralia as the NWAC sports seasons roll along again. Very tough competitors when it comes to basketball, some baseball even in the Western Division. As we get ready for set number 2, again, Lower Columbia College winning set number 1 and did so by a final score of 25-21. LCC, of course, the favorite to win this game based on the preseason matchup these two teams had. And now we are just about ready to kick off our second set. Again, best of 3 sets here in A bracket play. And setting up is Cassie Thompson to serve, putting it across the net, and a great backward set across by Ludke. So the first point of the second set is going to go to the Dolphins. And the next serve coming across easily, up and set over. The one waiting for it is going to be Simmel, and now a good pass across. Good game of keep it up going, and this one's off of the libero Bear and down for an LCC point. 1-1 is the score. And meanwhile, the Spokane Sasquatch collecting set number 1 over on court number 1. And was expected the Penguins, however, giving them a run for their money right on their heels at the end of that set. And Goodmanson is going to take the point off of the block, and it looked to be right that time with the Devils up front. So 2-1. in favor of Shoreline. And now Mariah Lutke will go back to serve again. Again, her third trip behind the line, made a couple in the first set. And that one's going to fall in no man's land. Looks like some miscommunication there from the Devils, making it a 3-1 score in favor of the Dolphins. Again, we'll have some B bracket matchups for you in a little while. Again, that's going to be most of the late afternoon. Those are going to be best of 3 matches as the hit that time from Miller goes out of bounds, 4-1 in favor of the Dolphins. Again, those are best of 3. It's a 2-game elimination tournament. As this one's set up front, they go outside. Here's Miller, and it's going to be picked up again off the block. They go to Cantwell, and waiting for it is the libero, DeJesus Bear. The outside set and put across. And now Lutke. Middle set, trying to find no man's land now on the side of the Dolphins. Again, they were able to do so successfully against LCC. And now there's a great dig, but not able to keep it going. He is Goodmanson, so a great dig by Bear, but a point for the Devils, 4-2 here in set number 2. And now Haley Paul, the Lower Columbia libero on the serve, set up on the outside. Here's Goodmanson, and a great dig in the back there by Cantwell. Now they're setting up Goodmanson again on the near corner and set across and blocked back down. Not able to be handled by Goodmanson again. So LCC inching their way back here early in set number 2. Now send Haley Paul back to serve. Serve up across, and now again at the net. Goodmanson, way too much power behind that one, and LCC will tie the game at 4. An update from Court 1. The Spokane Sasquatch currently lead the Park College Penguins by a score of 8-6 in set 2 as LCC pulls ahead as they hit that time from Miucci. Curved a little too far to the left and out of bounds for Spokane, winning the first set over on Court 1. And Pete Richmeyer is going to be hanging out with you over there. And there's 4 touches on the side of Shoreline. So LCC now with a 6-4 lead. The best of 5 here in A bracket play. LCC sweeping the Shoreline Dolphins, and their only meeting before this as the ball put down. Looked like off of a block that time of Alyssa Korth. So it looks like we're in for another treat, a close set here as Goodmanson will go back to do the serving for Shoreline. And a service error will give LCC the point. And when it comes to Goodmanson's service errors, she has made a total of 61 on the 2018 year. Lutke waits for it. Korth sets outside, and here's a good, powerful hit by Perkins, unable to be handled in the back by Thompson. That'll bring our score 7-6, still in favor of the Red Devils. And it's going to also send back Skylar DeUrso, 5'8" freshman out of Linwood. And there's a awkward set up front, but a good one nonetheless. And unable to handle that one on the dive is Cantwell, so a 7-7 score. And we expected nothing less from these two teams. As there's a good block up front and another point for the Dolphins. So things looking to have shifted when it comes to the momentum category. And now we've got a player that needs to tie her shoe, and that is going to be Macy Wright. And all is right with the world again. And the serve from DeUrso. Going to be played by Cantwell. Set up on the outside. Here's Thompson off the block. A point for the Devils. And day one of the championship tournament. Sunday, we will have the final games. Hope you'll join us for those. And right here on the NWAC Sports Network, has a good block up front by Candace Disney of the Shoreline Dolphins, will give them a 9-8 lead. And Disney's been rather quiet up until this point. That's her first point of the match, and now checking in, it's going to be Emily Carroll. Speaking of seeing her first time of the match, Carroll Jackson out of Edmonds, Washington, and now they set on the outside, and good hit by Thompson. Better dig, however, by DeJesus Bear. And now Cantwell is going to put it across, and a good set over, and now right back into the Dolphin possession. Good dig in the back there by Stimmel. And ball still up. Quite the volley, and that's 4 touches now on the side of Shoreline. So back and forth we go. Meanwhile, a 14-10 score over on court 1. The Sasquatch leading the Penguins 14-10. They have a 1-set lead. And now a little skipper over the net on the serve by Moorcroft, and now a good point for the Dolphins. So 10-9. And a good one brewing here. Back serve now to libero Sabrina DeJesus Bear, and the serve handled nicely by Stimmel, and now too much power off the hand of Cassie Thompson makes it 11-9 in favor of the Dolphins. Well, you gotta wonder how long Coach Carey Smith is gonna let this run go. I'm sensing a timeout coming quick, like a farmer senses rain in the Willamette Valley. And now outside set, and a good put down off the block. And can't credit that one to Candace Disney. So now a 3-point lead. Again, the biggest lead that the Dolphins have had today has been 4 points, but LCC had come roaring back from that deficit. As this serve from Bear is set up twice, and there's a good piece of work from the outside by Megan Miller. And not able to clear it that time is Miller, so now that'll bring it to 13-9, and here comes the timeout that will be taken by Carey Smith. So again, a kind of a lopsided second set here, but before we go, we'd like to remind you that today's game is brought to you by Clark College. Clark College in Vancouver, Washington is enrolling for winter quarter. Whether you want to advance your career, complete a degree, or earn your high school diploma, Clark College can help you reach your goals. Visit clark.edu to learn more. That is clark.edu to learn more. And welcome back after the timeout. A 13-9 score in favor of the Shoreline Dolphins. And DeJesus Bear with the serve set up outside. They're going to try Miller, and down off the block. So Shoreline stays hot after the timeout. 14-9 the score. Again, timeouts in volleyball are curious things, often used as momentum shift activities rather than strategy discussions. And it looks like the Red Devils came out of that one a little cold, but now Miller collects a point off the block for LCC. And now the Devils have crossed into the double-digit territory, 14-10 in favor of the Dolphins. And now heading back to serve for the Devils going to be Cassie Thompson. And Thompson, some good serving numbers throughout the 56 service aces, and wouldn't you know it, there's one right there off the touch. So 14-11, and now the Devils seem to come roaring back yet again, and they did so from a 4-point deficit in the first set, as the serve from Thompson is passed up front and set by DeUrso, not able to be dug out quite as high enough by Haley Paul, and it's 15-11. Again, we will have the second game of the day on court 2. Approximately 40 minutes after the conclusion of this one, it'll hit Lynn Benton up against North Idaho. Again, that game is slated to start at 11:30. And now the serve across from Korath. Outside set. Here comes Cantwell. And now to Jesus Bear. And off the block. That time, Megan Miller. Going to credit that one to Emily Carroll. And it's now 16-11. Meanwhile, timeout taken by the Penguins over on court 1. Currently the score is Spokane 19, Clark 13 in set 2. And a great block up front that time by Zoe Goodmanson. 17-11 as Shoreline has begun to run away with set number 2. And now we take a little break as the court needs to be wiped down a little bit, much like basketball. A lot of time taken to make sure nobody's going to be slipping out there on the court. And now Korath back to serve again. 17-11 the score in favor of the Dolphins. Paul waiting for it, set on the outside. Here comes Cantwell, and Cantwell has it blocked up front by Wang. Korath, and now Goodmanson cannot be handled by Paul, bringing the score 18-11, and another timeout is going to have to be taken by Carrie Smith and the Devils. And it's been a lopsided second half, and that is an understatement. Before we go again, fans, today's game brought to you by Northwestern Athletic Conference. Fans, don't forget to check out the official tournament merchandise stable for t-shirts, sweatshirts, Under Armour gear, and more. Everything is fully customizable. Get your tournament gear today. Supplies are limited. Visit NWACstore.com/NWAC. NWACstore.com/NWAC. So ready to go here again after the timeout. A 18-11 lead for the Shoreline Dolphins. LCC with a 1-0 advantage. And it's up on the outside. Here's Cantwell, and Cantwell dug out nicely by DeJesus Bear. And just outside, LCC is going to pick up the point there. A little too far off the hand of Emily Carroll this time. So score 18-12 here in Game 2 of the NWAC Volleyball Championships. The Jesus Bear waiting on the serve, set up by Korath, and Perkins tries to put it away. It's dug out nicely, and now it's going to be put across by Wright. And Goodmanson blocked up front by Miller, and LCC is going to collect the point. 2 touches that time by Kin Wang. So 18-13 the score, and Carrie Smith has used 2 timeouts here in this set, trying to regain that momentum as the serve is going to skip over the net, and Goodmanson into the hand of Paul, and now a point's going to go to the Dolphins. Looks like it was touched twice by Paul on the receiving end, so 19-13 is the score. And it's going to send Mariah Ludke back to serve for the Dolphins. Waiting for it is Cantwell right on the outside set. Here comes Miller with the point. Yeah, Miller leading the way for the Devils in the regular season with 279 kills. Picked up a couple already in this contest. It's a 19-14 game. Korath sets and Goodmanson handled well by Macy Wright. And the Devils just put it back across. Korath waiting for it again to Jesus Bear. And now here comes Perkins. And Cantwell blocked at the net. And the 20-point threshold has been crossed by the Dolphins. 20-14 here in set 2. Meanwhile, a set point for the Sasquatch on court 1. In danger of falling behind 2-0 are the Clark College Penguins over there. And there's some good defensive work from the Dolphins. That one sails way out of bounds off the hit of Korath. 20-15 is your score now. You got that pressure of the 20-point threshold being put on now for the Devils. Back to serve is going to be Cantwell, and the serve just clearing the net, an awkward pass, and it's got to be passed across. Waiting for it is Miller, set by Wright, and it's got to be just put across. Nobody was there for the kill attempt. And now Wright has to pass it across net again to Jesus Bear, waiting for it. Korath on the set, and here's Perkins way outside, a point for the Devils. 20-16 the score. Again, do not count these tenacious Red Devils out of this set just yet, and a timeout is going to be taken by Coach Raquel West, and a good time for one, to say the least. Devils seem to be regaining some momentum here, and we'll see if they can keep that up. We will be right back after this. Don't go anywhere. More coming up on the NWAC Sports Network.
We see you. Be your curious self at Clark College.
Today's game brought to you by Pierce College, our tournament hosts. The NWAC would like to thank Pierce College for hosting the NWAC Volleyball Championships. Many staff and volunteers have helped make this event a success. Thank you, Raiders. And a big welcome back again. The timeout just taken by Raquel West as the Devils seem to be roaring their way back to life here as Perkins puts the ball across the net. Waiting for it is Macy Wright. Now Cantwell dug out nicely by the Jesus Bear, and Perkins again, this time off the block, and a double touch by the Devils will give a point to the Dolphins. 21-16 the score here. So we have an update from Court 1. The Spokane Sasquatch now have a 2-0 lead over the Clark College Penguins. And going back to serve now is going to be Skylar DeUrso. And DeUrso's fourth trip behind the line today. Standing behind a rather static approach to the serve. Waiting for it is Haley Paul. Set by Macy Wright, and now Miller tries to put it away. Instead, it's going to be passed back across by Perkins. And a good kill on the outside by LCC gives them their 17th point. 21-17 is the score. And we've seen 3 timeouts in this set. 2 taken by Coach Carey Smith, 1 taken by Coach Raquel West of the Shoreline Dolphins as the serve comes up and over, and an awkward pass up front. And well taken care of that time by Moorcroft. Wright sets it up. Paul passes up front, and here comes Thompson. And now Paul has to dig it again. Right on the set. They go outside again to Thompson. A softer approach that time, and now DeUrso sets up and handled again well. Wright cannot clear the boundary marker. So it's going to be 22-17 in favor of Shoreline. And Shoreline drops set number one by a score of 25-21, a rather close set, all things considered. And now Cammie Perkins will serve. Serve up and across, waiting for it is Moorcroft outside set. Moorcroft can't quite clear the block. It's put back in Red Devil territory. DeUrso waits for it. And now they go on the outside to Carroll. Paul able to get in there, the out-of-bounds marker to take care of that one. And brought back across by Maddie Stimmel. Paul again, and now right, middle set. Moorcroft trying to put it away, and a point's going to go to the Devils. It was touched twice by Cammie Perkins. So 22-18 as they're trading points now here in set number two. It's going to bring Moorcroft back to serve. Again, she already has one service ace today. And Jesus Bear on the dig, and now put across and just out of bounds. A point for the Devils. A little too much curve that time from freshman Emily Carroll. Again, Meadowdale High School graduate. And now 22-19 score as a serve from Moorcroft is handled a little awkwardly, but passed up front. Put across the net again. Moorcroft right. And now they go to Miller, who puts it down on the soft approach. 22-20. And now you can see the tension building over there on the Shoreline bench. Raquel West doing some pacing out there. It's finally taken a seat yet again. And Moorcroft back to serve. 22-20 the score. The Devils trying to roar back from a 7-point deficit. And here's a good serve back across. And now they go outside. They try to cross the court again with Stimmel. And unable to clear the net that time is Miucci, and it's a 22-21 game, and here's that timeout taken by Raquel West. So things continuing to heat up here at the Greater Tacoma Convention Center. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to the NWAC Sports Network.
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn and Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards, the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to go further, fly higher, travel better, with tailor-made rewards. And we're not stopping yet. Presenting Hotel RL, our newest hotel brand. Inspired by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, an uplifting, relaxed atmosphere, a staff that loves what they do. For adventurers at heart, Hotel RL will inspire and
back now at the Greater Tacoma Convention Center as the first point is still yet to be won. It was served a second ago and now set by Wright. Outside, here comes Thompson, and that falls! We are tied at 22. My goodness! After the timeout, the Red Devils come back to tie it after being down by 7 points. Mercy, what a set for Carrie Smith's Devils. And now the serve from Moorcroft. A little too much power, but Koroth able to get it, and a beautiful dig in the back by Stimmel. Wright puts it across. Bear waiting for it. Outside set goes over the net, and that one's almost taken care of by Miller. They try to go outside again, but beautiful play there, and here comes Thompson off the block. LCC takes the lead. 23-22. And now a couple of substitutions coming in. Candace Disney checks back in, as does Skylar DeUrso. Wang will take a seat on the bench, as well as Korath. So 23-22 the score, as Paige Moorcroft has been an ironclad server here in set number 2. And LCC leads 1-0. Serve comes across, waiting for it is DeJesus Bear. Urso on the set, and that one's going to be handled nicely by Cantwell, but nobody's going to be able to get to it. So we are tied now at 23. Back and forth they go. It's going to bring back the libero. It's going to be Sabrina De Jesus Bear to do the serving. In a 23-23 score, we expected nothing less from these two dynamically charged teams. And there's a quick set over by Miller, and Goodmanson collects the point, so set point number 1 for the Dolphins. Again, win by 2. So the LCC scores here. It means that 2 more points will have to be won by the Dolphins in order to clinch the set. Haley Paul waits for it, Macy Wright, and here comes Miller, but no! It's going to be touched twice by Wright, and that is set number 2. Again, a score here of 25-23 and a 1-1 score. So things are getting interesting here in Tacoma. Don't you go anywhere. We've got plenty more coming up on the NWAC Sports Network. Again, don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn and Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards, the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to go further, fly higher, travel better, with tailor-made rewards. And we're not stopping yet. Presenting Hotel RL, our newest hotel brand. Inspired by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, an uplifting, relaxed atmosphere, a staff that loves what they do. For adventurers at heart, Hotel RL will inspire an amazing journey. Our future has never been brighter. 3 strong brands, an expanding portfolio, industry-leading innovation with turnkey solutions, simple fee structures, areas of protection, continued support from day one. We make partnerships easy. Reach a new breed of traveler with RLHC. Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built.
Training is definitely making myself better, but I know that it's going to end up making my teammates better.
You have to know your teammate and know what they need.
The cohesion on the field and off the field is what makes everyone strong.
Being on a team, you know it's not just you out there.
I would do anything for the player next to me, behind me, in front of me.
Practicing day in and day out, trying to be the best me so they can be the best them. It's like a sisterhood that you have with those girls.
It's just really empowering. They're all doing crazy things. And you want to be like them and you want to push yourself like them.
Motivates me to work harder, to get faster, quicker.
Pushing each other so hard, all for the same goal. And then when you accomplish it, that's the best feeling in the world.
Once you tap into that, I think you're unstoppable.
And we're back at the Greater Tacoma Convention Center getting ready for set number 3 here, a 1-1 score. When it comes to the set aspect of the game, again, the second set won by the Shoreline Dolphins, and now LCC collects the first point. of the third set, and 25-23, the score of set 2. Meanwhile, a 2-0 lead for the Spokane Sasquatch, and it looks like they're going to sweep the Clark Penguins. They lead 16-5 in set number 3 as Thompson's able to pass the ball back across the net, set up on the outside, and Goodmanson mistimed her jump, and now Miller collects the point. So Goodmanson with the mistimed jump opened up a good pathway for the leading scorer of the Red Devils, Miller, and she took complete advantage of it as the serve from Thompson passed back across the net, mishandled. Another opportunity for Miller and handled nicely by Korath. Waiting for it is Stimmel. They go outside. Here's Cantwell and just able to clear the net, but landing out of bounds, so says the referee. So the first point of the set for Shoreline will come there, and now Mariah Lutke will head back to serve, and serve is up and just clearing the net, set by Wright, and here's Miller off the block, collecting another point. Boy, when you have the raw power that Miller possesses, you're able to use your opponent's blocks to your advantage. You're going to be one fine player up front. Those outside hitters make the big bucks for a reason, but it was touched twice that time on the side of the Dolphins. And it looked like it was on Wang that time. So 4-1, LCC with the lead. And going back to serve is going to be Macy Wright. Serve just clears, waiting for it. The libero to Jesus Bear. And now Goodmanson off the block of Miller collects a point for the Dolphins. So 4-2 the score here in set 3. Again, a best of 5 situation. The fifth set, if necessary, will only be played out of 15 points rather than the 25 that we play in the first 4 as Wright sets the outside. Here comes Miller! And it's beautifully dug out and put back crossing at the same time, but Cantwell is handled as well. So 2 of the highest scorers in the NWAC this year unable to collude on the same play, but this time goes way out of bounds off the hand of Cantwell, giving another point to the Dolphins. 4-3 in favor of the Devils. And Goodmanson will head back to serve. Dug out nicely by Paul. Now they set up Miller, but Miller going to go with a softer approach, and waiting for it is Ludke. And a beautiful block by Miller up front. A point for the Devils. 5-3 the score. And the Spokane Sasquatch have crossed the 20-point threshold in set 3 over there, looking to complete a 3-set sweep of the Clark College Penguins. Set outside, LCC trying to cross up the court. Instead, Bear will set it. Here comes Wang. And they're trying to go to Cantwell. Cantwell off the block. A point for the Dolphins. Looks like Wang had her hand on that one. So again, back and forth, a very even matchup between the Lower Columbia College Red Devils and Shoreline Dolphins. Again, Wes Tucker here on court number 2, keeping you company. And 11:30 is our next scheduled game, as Cantwell can't be handled by Skylar DeUrso. And Cantwell with 258 kills on the regular season. Now she's going back to serve. Waiting for it is Lucky. It's passed backwards. And now they're just going to have to pass it across the net. Paul set up by Wright in the middle. And down off the block. A beautiful point for the Red Devils. 7-4 is the score. And winner of this contest gets the rest of the day off, whereas the losers will play a little later this evening. And beautifully handled by Cantwell. Set across by Paul, waiting for it. And not able to get to it that time will be Paul. It's going to be a point for the Dolphins. Again, the losers will play later. Well, it's always an advantage to stay in that winner's bracket where you only have to play one game a day until day 3. Otherwise, you're going to be absolutely exhausted going through that B bracket trying to make it back to the championship matchup. So Wright not able to read the pass by Cantwell. It's going to result in a 7-6 score in favor of the Shoreline Dolphins. Heading back to serve is going to be Cammie Perkins. Right with the set, and here's Moorcroft, and not be able to handle it is Paul. So we are tied at 7. And we have a final score of 3-0. Spokane taking down the Clark College Penguins. The final score, that third set was 25-11 as Macy Wright gets a little set over point. 8-7 is the score. And that's going to send Maddie Stimmel back to serve. Serve up and over, handled nicely by Perkins. Outside set up, and Stimmel waits for it right on the outside. Here's Thompson, and set down off of a set attempt by Sabrina DeJesus Bear. Point for the Devils, 9-7. And this has been the first set in which the Devils have led early before the double-digit marker, as that one's down off the block of Moorcroft. 10-7 the score. Brings Stimmel back behind the line to serve again. Serve up and over, and that one is passed very awkwardly, and that's going to end up a point for the Devils. So Stimmel putting in some work behind the line. 11-7 the score. Serve is not going to clear. It's a service error for Stimmel and the Devils, and it's an 11-8 score now. LCC with a 3-point lead. Meanwhile, a rather hefty break over on court 1 as the next game won't start over there for 74 minutes. And Moorcroft is able to hit the point off the touch of the libero, DeJesus Bear. At least that's the initial call. Let's see what happens here as the side judge and referee converse. And still waiting on the official hand gesture, and the point is going to go to the Red Devils. And Raquel West, none too happy about the call there. It's 12-8, and now she's going to send DeUrso over to get an explanation. And it looked like it went out off the touch of the libero, DeJesus Bear. She did dive for it, and it looked like she may have gotten her fingertips on it. And we'll see if the explanation given to DeUrso is satisfying enough for Raquel West. And it doesn't look like it is based on that gesture right there. And now West having some words with the official. So a point for the Devils, and now West is going to have a conversation with the third official. And it looks like all the dust is settled now, and Moorcroft will head back to serve. 12-8 Red Devils, serve up and over. And DeUrso out beat for, and that point goes to the Devils. Looks like it was carried a bit on the side of the Dolphins. 13-8 the score, and Moorcroft will go back to work. And Moorcroft with 2 service aces on the day, and a timeout will be taken by Raquel West. So the Devils with the early advantage here in set number 3. Don't go anywhere. Another good set brewing here on the NWAC Sports Network.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quade?
See ya!
Right at it. Oh! He's done it again!
So whatever you're going to do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
So back after the timeout, LCC with a 13-8 lead, and Moorcroft's serve is going to be handled up front. And here's the attempt there. Dug out nicely by Moorcroft, and Wright's going to have to hit it across. Waiting for it is DeUrso. And now put across again, this time courtesy of Miucci, and Thompson goes with the soft approach. DeUrso waiting for it, and that one off the block of Miller. No, it's going to go off of Shoreline. Looks like it went off of Goodmanson, I guess, and the point goes to the Devils. So 14-8 the score as the Devils seem to be running away all of a sudden with set number 3. It had been teeter-totter-esque to this point. And now here comes the serve from Moorcroft, just clearing the net, set up by Korath outside. Here comes Perkins. And right toward the outside, here's Thompson. And here we go from Perkins. Not enough power to clear the net, and LCC now leads by a score of 15-8. And that'll send Moorcroft back to serve again behind the line for a while, and service ace for Paige Moorcroft, and the Devils now have an 8-point lead. My goodness. So 16-8 lead. Moorcroft serve again, just clearing the net. And that one is passed awkwardly out of bounds, and they're able to get it just back across. Set up. Here comes Miller on the outside, and off the block. The point is going to go to the Dolphins. Looks like it caught the foot of Miller, and the ball went out of bounds. So 16-9 as the libero Haley Paul will check back in for the Red Devils. Yeah, just some unlucky placement of the foot of Miller on that dive out of bounds. And now outside, here's Miller again, and this time almost too powerful for Bear, and Paul not able to get to it, and it looked like Paul may have hit her head in an awkward fashion on her way down to the court. Got up, started rubbing it for a minute. But now looks like all is right with the world, and they give the ball back to Korath to serve. Serve over. 16-10 the score, and Miller into the arms of the libero. And right, here comes Thompson, a soft approach. Korath to Jesus Bear, and another good block up front by Wright. Miller doing battle up front with Goodmanson, and that one off the hand of Paul. 16-11, so 3 unanswered points for the Dolphins. And now Korath back to serve again. Again, no need to take a timeout just yet if you're Kerry Smith. You're looking at 5 unanswered points. Maybe you start thinking about a timeout, but Miller just able to clear the net that time. Darn close to an error there. They go outside. Thompson is not able to find the corner, just a little wide, says the line judge, and that's going to force a timeout to be taken by Kerry Smith. So 16-12 is our score here. And we'd like to remind fans that today's contest is brought to you by Red Lion Hotels. We'd like to thank Red Lion, the official hotel of the Northwestern Athletic Conference, with friendly service and unique local flair. Red Lion Hotels get guests closer to main attractions in the good times with full-service hotels and a wide variety of amenities. Discover your escape across the Red Lion family. Thank you to the Red Lion Hotels. So away we go again, 16-12 the score in favor of the Red Devils here in set 3, a 1-1 score set-wise. And now Wang blocked up front by Miller. And there's a good cross-court, however, saved by Cantwell. Now Thompson from the outside, off the touch, they're going to be able to get it to the libero, set across, Miller able to pass it back. And now Goodmanson out of bounds and a point for the Devils, no touch there. Well, it looked like there could have been one argued, but LCC with a 17-12 lead, a comfortable 5-point margin right now for the Devils as Thompson serve just clears the net. Waiting for it is Perkins on the outside. Here's Goodmanson. And now put across by Paul. Set up. Here's Goodmanson again. Paul waiting for it. Set now by Wright outside. Here's Cantwell. And nearly hit twice there by Lutke. Instead, some open ground found by Wang. 17-13 the score in favor of the Devils. Again, we have set 4 and if necessary, a set 5 here, and a great way to open up the 2018 NWAC Volleyball Tournament. And now, real quick, they're going to wipe down another little area. As they do so, going back to serve now is Mariah Lutke. And now we have the blessing of the official, and we're ready to resume play here. 17-13 the score. Serve is up and across. Thompson waiting for it, set by Wright. Outside, Miller tries a soft approach and comes away with the point. So beautifully done by Megan Miller. Again, possesses some absolute raw power, but in that case, demonstrating you don't need that raw power all the time to collect those points. 18-13 the score, and that ball just barely skips over the serve from Macy Wright, and here's Wang. Set way high, and that one does clear the net, in fact. Miller tries to set it across the libero. DeJesus Bear waiting for it, and back it goes. Paul over to Wright, outside. Here comes Miller, and that one is passed again. Beautiful dig by Lutke. And here's Cantwell. That one falls. LCC 19-13. And it looks like another timeout is going to be taken by Raquel West. Before we send you away, we would like to remind you that today's game is brought to you by Baden. Again, the NWAC would like to thank Baden for supplying the official game balls to the NWAC Championships. Baden is committed to developing and producing the highest quality products in sports and is driven by what is right for the athletes. Baden, perform better. Thank you, Baden.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quaid? See ya! Right at it. Oh! He's done it again!
So whatever you're gonna do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
So rejoining the action here, LCC with a 19-13 lead as Cantwell will curve the ball a little too far to the left. So first point out of the timeout taken by Coach Raquel West results in a point for the Dolphins. Again, LCC and Shoreline each with one set here in Game 2 of the NWAC tournament as the ball just barely skips over the net, and Cantwell's going to have to hit it across. Waiting for it is Gooden, and now the set across and set up outside. Here's Cantwell, and she cannot clear the net. That's 4 touches on the side of LCC, so 19-15 the score. And about an hour away from the start of Game 3 over on Court 1 as the serve is just across. Paul waits for an outside set. Here comes Miller. And beautiful block up front, this time by Olivia Miyuchi. 19-16, so a 3-0 run after the timeout for the Shoreline Dolphins as the serve from Goodmason clears the net. And they're going to go to Thompson. Thompson tries to pick the outside corner. Wang waiting for it, and now Ludke has to pass it across. Paul waiting. Outside set. Here comes Miller and finds some open ground. 20-16 is the score as LCC crosses that 20-point threshold, and they'll send Haley Paul back to serve. 2016 serve is up, and waiting for it is Ludke outside. Here's Perkins, and that one finds the edge of the court, so says the line judge. 20-17 is your score. Again, a reminder, we got Game 4 right here on Court 2 at 11:30. And we'd also like to welcome in all those who switched over from watching the first game over on Court 1 where Spokane took down Clark College by a 3-0 margin as the Red Devils collect a point there off of a out-of-bounds touch by Skylar DeUrso. And it's going to send Cantwell back to serve for the Devils. Serve is up and over. Waiting for it is Ludke, set by DeUrso. In the middle, here comes Perkins. And now they put up, and Moorcroft passes it over. And that one is out of bounds, and a point for the Devils. Little too much power that time from Perkins. And it's a 22-17 margin now for the Devils. Service up and just barely clearing the net. Urso waiting for it, and here comes Perkins, way out of bounds. So LCC 23-17. And Cantwell will go back to serve once again. 23-17, the serve up just over the net. DeUrso on the set, and here comes Perkins. That one down right in front of Paul for a 23-18 score. And that's going to send Cammie Perkins back to serve. And a 6'1" freshman out of Kenmore, Washington. 23-18. Service up, and it's going to be handled by Wright and put across the net nicely. And beautiful dig out there by Paul, and finding the little barrow that time is Moorcroft. That one goes backwards off the touch of Cantwell. 23-19 here on Court 2. And we'll have set 4 for you after the conclusion here. At the moment, it looks like LCC will take that advantage into set 4 as this one won't clear the net, and it's 23-20, and now Carrie Smith, taking no chances, going to take a timeout of her own. So 23-20 here in set number 3. This has been an electrifying matchup so far, and we expect nothing less throughout the next hour or so. Don't go anywhere. More coming on the NWAC Sports Network.
We see you. Be your creative self at Clark College.
So back we go now. LCC a little less comfortable than before as we resume play here in the third set. 23-20 is the score, a 1-1 margin when it comes to the set count. And all set to serve is Cammie Perkins. Serve up and across, waiting for it is Cantwell. Now Wright with the set over, and the point's going to go to the Dolphins. That ball was carried by Cantwell, so 23-21 is the score now. Again, some late set drama here in set number 3. Perkins back to serve again. 23-21, service is up, and Cantwell waits for it. Wright able to get to it as well. Paul has to hit it across. Now they set up on the outside for Miyuchi. And now Thompson trying to pick the corner, able to do so, but there was a defender there, and now the hit goes back across the net. Set by Wright, and Moorcroft is handled well by DeUrso, and that falls. A point for LCC. Set point number 1 for the Devils in set number 3. And going back to the honors now, Maddie Stimmel, again, the sophomore out of La Center, Washington. And now set toward the middle, and waiting for it is Paul. Right on the outside, here comes Thompson, and DeUrso with a backwards pass. Go off the other side, right again, here's Thompson once more, and waiting for it is Perkins. And there's 4 touches on the side of the Devils. 24-22 as the Dolphins refuse to go gently into that good night here in set number 3. So it's going to be the libero Sabrina De Jesus Bear, and she's going to have to be perfect. They want to salvage the set as the set is just about done. They set middle. Moorcroft handled well up front by DeUrso, and a beautiful save there. And Thompson again trying to find that left side corner. And there's another one down. This one off the block of Moorcroft. 24-23 as the pressure now on the Devils. De Jesus pair to serve. Up and over. Cantwell. Right, now outside. Here's Thompson, and not able to find the corner. It's going to be a point for the Dolphins, and now we've got ourselves a shootout here toward the end of set number 3. First serve up from Bear. Cantwell with a diving dig, goes back across the net. They set up in the middle. Here's Goodmason, and dug out again by De Jesus Bear. Wright sets over the middle, and not able to come away with it. The point will go to the Devils. So advantage Devils, 25-24. And heading back to serve now is going to be Paige Moorcroft. And 3 service aces today for Paige. And the serve up and over. Waiting for it is DeUrso, and Megan Miller puts it down for the Devils. 26-24. The Devils take set number 3. So we're going to have a 4th set with the Devils. A 2-1 advantage. Don't you go anywhere. More exciting NWAC volleyball when we come back on the NWAC Sports Network.
Training is definitely making myself better, but I know that it's going to end up making my teammates better.
You have to know your teammate and know what they need.
The cohesion on the field and off the field is what makes everyone strong.
Being on a team, you know it's not just you out there.
I would do anything for the player next to me, behind me, in front of me.
Practicing day in and day out, trying to be the best me so they can be the best them. It's like a sisterhood that you have with those girls.
It's just really empowering. They're all doing crazy things. And you want to be like them, and you want to push yourself like them.
Motivates me to work harder, to get faster, quicker.
Pushing each other so hard, all for the same goal. And then when you accomplish it, that's the best feeling in the world.
Once you tap into that, I think you're unstoppable.
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn & Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards, the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to go further, fly higher, travel better, with tailor-made rewards. And we're not stopping yet. Presenting Hotel RL, our newest hotel brand. Inspired by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, an uplifting, relaxed atmosphere, a staff that loves what they do. For adventurers at heart, Hotel RL will inspire an amazing journey. Our future has never been brighter. 3 strong brands, an expanding portfolio, industry-leading innovation with turnkey solutions, simple fee structures, areas of protection, continued support from day one. We make partnerships easy. Reach a new breed of traveler with RLHC.
And welcome back to the Greater Tacoma Convention Center. Again, the first game here on Court 2, Game 2 in the tournament bracket. And we are just about ready to get things back underway here. Set number 4. LCC won the first set by a score of 25-21. Then Shoreline taking set number 2 by a score of 25-23. And then LCC 26-24 takes set number 3, and now we're well underway as the first point of the set will go to the Red Devils. Looked like a mishit there by Emily Carroll of the Shoreline Dolphins. 1-0 LCC. And if Shoreline wins this set, the fifth and final set will only be played of best of 15 points, and it looks like another mishit from the Dolphins gives LCC 2 points right off the starting gun here. As now we need to take a break as the Red Devils' Cassie Thompson needed to tie her shoes real quick. And now we are ready to go. Ball goes back across and another mishit. 3 mishits in a row by the Dolphins gives LCC a quick 3-0 lead. And Thompson serve again. Another miss hit. Oh my goodness, what is happening to the Shoreline Dolphins? 4-0 right out of the gate. Now I wonder if concentration is breaking at this point. And now the serve up and over. That one's passed awkwardly backwards by Wang. And now Thompson has to wait for it. Here's Haley Paul, and now put across by Cantwell. Korath, and Good Mason finally gets a point for the Dolphins, 4-1 in favor of the Red Devils. Again, 48 minutes away from the start of game number 2 on court 1. As the ball is set over gently by Miller, another point for the Devils. It looks like on court 1, we got a good matchup set that will feature the Highline Thunderbirds. And Highline always a competitor when it comes to soccer, nearly always in the championship game, both men and women's. And this one is passed way backwards, and there's no way that Paul's going to be able to get to it. 5-2. Now the score. Again, for those just tuning in, Spokane took down Clark College 3-0 over on court 1. LCC has a 2-1 set lead here on court 2. And now the serve up and across from Lutke, set by Wright. And there's a... Looks like there was no touch. There was a touch. So says the referee on the ground level. And now Raquel West is up and wondering what happened again. So a 6-2 lead for the Devils. And now West talking to the official. And here comes Mark West. And it looks like the argument came to no resolution in favor of Raquel West. So the serve from Paul, that one is, again, a little mishit, but they're able to save this one. Set by Wright, outside, here's Cantwell, off the block, a point. No, I'm going to say it did go off the hand of Miller. So a point for the Dolphins, 6-3 is the score. And now a long arcing serve from Goodmason. Set, here's Cantwell. And now put up again. LCC trying the outside, trying to set Wang up, and they do so. Paul there to dig it out. Wright passes across, and now the hit back across over the net. Just able to get it over that time is Miyuchi, and Paul with a diving attempt to save it, but to no avail. 6-4 now on the point. And Goodmason, not the most powerful of servers on the Shoreline team, gives a more long, higher arcing type serve, generally giving the advantage to the person who's going to be digging it out in the first place. And now the LCC Devils set up outside and nearly not able to be put over by Mariah Ludke. They go outside. Here's Cantwell, and Ludke handles it well again. And Perkins. And here's Cantwell once more outside, and it's 6-5 in favor of the Devils. Boy, setting the tone for this tournament. These two teams have been doing very well. 6-5, and there's a service error from Goodmason to give the Devils their 7th point of the set. 7-5 in favor of LCC. And now Cantwell's serve, waiting for it is Ludke. Try to go to Perkins, but waiting for it is Cantwell outside. Here we go again. And now Perkins once more, and off the block that time of Moorcroft. And game 2 held here on court 2. It's going to feature the Lynn Benton Roadrunners and North Idaho Cardinals. Meanwhile, on court 1, the Bellevue Bulldogs will be taking on the Highline Thunderbirds. And going back to serve now for the Dolphins is DeUrso. And 7-6, LCC with a slim 1-point lead as DeUrso digs it out well. The libero Bear. And there's 4 touches on the side of the Dolphins. 8-6 in favor of LCC. And Shoreline trying to force a 5th and deciding set. LCC trying to put the nail in the coffin here. DeUrso outside. Here comes Perkins, and there it goes down off the attempt to save it by Paul. So 8-7 is the score. So back and forth they go yet again. And now Perkins to serve. Ball clears, waiting for it is Stimmel, and there's a great block up front by Olivia Miyuchi. An 8-8 score, and we expected nothing less. So Perkins will go back to serve, and Perkins leading the way with service aces right now at the tournament, and collects one there, speaking of the Devil. And Shoreline takes a 9-8 lead. Boy, it has been a war of attrition between these two teams. And the serve from Perkins just barely clearing the net off of Cantwell. And now back over the net, and here comes Carroll collecting the point. 10-8. And now Carrie Smith getting a little rambunctious over there on the LCC bench. And here comes Perkins again with the serve. Cantwell waiting for it. He goes back across the net, and that one goes out of bounds off the hand of Carroll, so a point for the Devils. 10-9, the score in favor of the Dolphins. In fact, one might say they're playing with a porpoise. And I promise you that's the last time I'll say that. 10-9 the score, and here comes Paige Moorcroft with the serve, just clearing the net. It's going to be an interesting way to get it back inbounds there as Moorcroft waits on the receiving end for the Devils. And here comes Stimmel way out of bounds. 11-9 the score in favor of the Dolphins. It's going to send back the libero, Sabrina DeJesus-Bear. Does the heel kick, and now the serve. Cantwell sets it backwards and not able to get there is Stimmel. So 12-9 the score. But as we found out, there has been no safe lead whatsoever when it comes to these two teams. Serve is up and good. Outside, here comes Thompson, and no. A point for the Dolphins. 13-9 the score. And probably going to be seeing a timeout from Coach Smith at any time now. As this serve clears, Paul waits for it right on the set, and here comes Miller. Great block up front there by Goodmason, and a quick set over. Outside, and beautifully blocked up front by Wright. Trying to set it again. They pass it back across. And there's some good power from Goodmason. 14-9, and there's the timeout taken by Carrie Smith. So we will step away, but don't you go anywhere. Things continuing to heat up here at the Greater Tacoma Convention Center.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
So about ready to get things going again. The Red Devils falling behind 14-9 after taking an early 4-0 lead here in set number 4. And they lead 2-1 over the Shoreline Dolphins. And back to serve now is going to be Blair the libero. We start off with a service error by DeJesus-Bear. 14-10 the score as the Red Devils will work their best to try to come back and win it here in set 4. Otherwise, a fifth and deciding set may be on the horizon here on court 2. And Miller not handled correctly up front by Perkins and not able to save the miss hit by Perkins is DeJesus-Bear. So 14-11 is the score now. And Thompson back to serve again for the Devils, has one service ace on the day. And now, back and out it goes, a point for the Devils. So right out of the timeout gate, the Devils have got some momentum going. So a well-used timeout by Carrie Smith. Can you look on the coaching staff for the Lower Columbia College Red Devils, see the name Alexa Bond. It wasn't too long ago that Alexa Bond was shining like an all-star here at the NWAC Volleyball Championships. And was a student coach last year, and now another point for the Devils on a downed block, so 14-13. And heading back to serve now will be Thompson. And yet again, serve over, and that one's passed a little awkwardly out to the side. Korath is not going to be able to be cleared by Perkins. 14-14 LCC has come back to tie it up. It's going to Cassie Thompson back to serve. A couple unanswered points for the Devils as this one barely clears. Service ace for Thompson. The Devils 15-14, and Raquel West will take a timeout here. But boy, did LCC take advantage of their timeout. And before we go, we would like to remind you that today's game is brought to you by Centralia College. Centralia College is your college for associate degrees, bachelor's degrees, and job training. Apply now to get a jump on classes and financial aid. Applying is easy and free. Visit www.centralia.edu for details. Centralia College. Go boldly.
Chose Centralia College because I love the small town feel here. You know, everyone has each other's back. We're all winning programs. We have a lot of competition here. A lot of it is the support coming from the community that you might not feel anywhere else. My name is Autumn Grand, and I play volleyball for Centralia College, and I go boldly.
So back we go. Timeout taken by Raquel West and the Dolphins. 15-14, LCC with the lead. Thompson still on the serve, fresh off a service ace, and is able to take care of that one. And now Paul will give off to Cantwell. Cantwell passes it back across the net, set on the outside by Korath, and Carroll off the block. What a dig! Outside by Stimmel. Set on the outside. Here comes Goodmason, way out of bounds, and LCC, after the Shoreline timeout, collects that first point, 16-14, in favor of the Devils. Again, the Dolphins trying to force a fifth and deciding set. Meanwhile, the Red Devils trying to put away the Dolphins now. Korath sets over. Some sneaky moves there by the 5'1" sophomore, and now outside. Here comes Cantwell with a soft approach, and that's passed backwards and out of bounds. 17-14 in favor of the LCC Red Devils. And Thompson, an impressive run, 5 unanswered points with her doing the serving. As Korath sets toward the middle, here comes Carroll, dug out well. Stimmel outside to Cantwell. Cantwell trying to clear it over the head of DeJesus Bear, and Goodmason finally gets the Dolphins back in the scoring column. 17-15 is your score. And that's going to send Korath back to serve for the Dolphins. Up and across it goes, set at the nets, outside, and beautifully done, Cantwell. Getting the Red Devils their 18th point. And it looks like the Devils putting themselves in good position to take this game here on court 2. And as it stands right now, approximately a half hour before the next game would start on court 2, as they serve from right is right down the middle. Nobody waiting for it. Service ace for Macy Wright, and the Devils 19-15. And a timeout is going to be taken by Raquel West. So another timeout, and we will be right back after this. Don't go anywhere. Epic conclusions coming up right after this.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
So a good one brewing here. 19-15 is the score. Going back to serve is going to be Macy Wright, again the sophomore out of Canby, Oregon. And now just awaiting the blessing of the official, and now we've got it right. The walking approach to the serve. Serve is up, and there's another one for Wright. 20-15 as the Devils cross that 20-point threshold first. And the Devils won the first set 25-21, dropped the second set 25-23, then won set number 3 26-24, and now have an opportunity. There's a block there by Miller. And now right in the middle, Miller again, another great block by Goodmason, and that one off the touch and down, a point for the Devils. 21-15, now the score. So Wright to serve again. Devils in great position. Serve up, and there's the hit there by the libero to Jesus Bear. And Perkins dug out by Paul, set by Wright on the outside, and the Devils unable to capitalize on that quality set there. 21-16 is the score. And that's going to send Mariah Ludke back to do the serving. Again, Ludke, 5'5", sophomore out of Linwood, Washington, and a service ace for Ludke and the Dolphins, 21-17, and do not count the Dolphins out just yet. Ludke waiting. The 21-17 serve just clearing the net. Waiting for it is Cantwell. Wright sets the outside. They go to Cantwell and handled well up front. And a beautiful pass across the net to save what would have been a horrendous error, but not enough height that time on the jump by Wright, and it's 21-18. And Shoreline trimming that deficit, and now we have ourselves another break. As Ludke awaits the okay from the official. And a service error, giving the Red Devils their 22nd points. So the Devils in great position, 22-18, and the serve from Paul. Handled well, they set outside. Here's Perkins, and off the diving attempt by Cantwell, 22-19. So things continuing to heat up. 3-point differential as the serve from Goodmason handled well by Moorcroft. And Moorcroft can't be handled by Goodmason. So 23-19 here on court 2. Devils are 2 points away from advancing in A bracket play. And the winner will play tomorrow. Loser plays a little later this evening. As the set is across, and that's going to fall. A point for the Devils. Match point number 1. And it's going to be Cantwell doing the serving for the Red Devils here on their match point. Serve is up and handled well, going toward the inner corner. And there's a good block, and the match goes to the Red Devils. So the first game here on court 2 is in the books, and the Lower Columbia College Red Devils have won with a final score of 3-1. No better way to kick the tournament off than a great game like that, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic effort from both sides. We have our final score, LCC winning 3-1 over the Shoreline Dolphins. And again, stick around. We got plenty more action. Approximately 45 minutes away, we will have the Roadrunners and Cardinals here on Court 2. Until then, for all of us here at the Northwestern Athletic Conference, I am Wes Tucker, and we will see you after this commercial break. We're going to get a quick interview in with a LCC player to be named later. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn and Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards, the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to go further, fly higher, travel better, with tailor-made rewards. And we're not stopping yet. Presenting Hotel RL, our newest hotel brand. Inspired by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, an uplifting, relaxed atmosphere, a staff that loves what they do. For adventurers at heart, Hotel RL will inspire an amazing journey. Our future has never been brighter. 3 strong brands, an expanding portfolio, industry-leading innovation with turnkey solutions, simple fee structures, areas of protection, continued support from day one. We make partnerships easy. Reach a new breed of traveler with RLHC.
And welcome back to the NWAC Volleyball Championships. Wes Tucker here keeping you company on court 2. And I got a new friend. I got Megan Miller here with me. How are you doing today?
Good, so good.
All right, that's a tough first game of the tournament. That was a teeter-totter battle all the way through. Both teams losing substantial leads. So what's the mindset? You're up 7-0. Then all of a sudden you're tying at 22 in set 2. What's going through your guys' heads?
Set 2 was a little rough. Normally, like this whole season, we've come out strong. First set, most of the games that we played, we won the first set, and then something happens at the beginning of the second set, and we have a little problem, and we were up, and we had a little problems with serve receive. We didn't play our best game this time, but we ended up pulling out the win.
And you played Shoreline in the preseason tournament, and you won that game 2-0. So what do you think changed in Shoreline's attack since the last time you played them?
So they had, the second time we played them just now, they had more hitters standing out, big swings, bigger block this time, and we had a little trouble with that, but we were able to work around that.
All right, and North Idaho and Lynn Benton going to be going at it. I know you've had some experience with these teams, so I want to get your official prediction of Game 2 here on Court 2. North Idaho and Lynn Benton. I'm getting your official call, so we're going to call you on it when we see you again.
Okay, so we played North Idaho. We hosted a tournament, and we played them. We were neck and neck, and we ended up losing against them. I believe that we could have beat them. We also played Lynn Benton. We lost to them. So these are both very, very good teams. I believe that Lynn Benton's going to win.
All right, so you heard it here first. Megan Miller says it's going to be Lynn Benton, but we'll find out in about 45 short minutes from all of us here at the Northwestern Athletic Conference. I'm Wes Tucker, and we will see you in just a little bit.
Not bad, Trent.